Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Original Hypnotoad welcoming you to our PBL draft recap video. I know this is kind of an interesting way to do it, but I don't really have the time to make a fancy, layout with all my mons or like a slideshow with all my mons. So I'm just going to be searching up all the mons that we picked up and just going through like that. Also, I'll apologize if I'm rushing through this video. I am trying to record about 3 or 4 videos now, so definitely trying to keep these things going so that way we can get all of our videos recorded and uploaded hopefully tonight. Anyways, Season 2 PBL Draft. This happened about a week ago. I do apologize for not recording and uploading one after it happened, but I didn't have my headset or any of my equipment to record, so anyways, let's just get right into it. So the PBL Season 2 draft was a UCL style draft where there were 4 rounds, OU, UU, RU, NU. Each round, the order was randomized. And each round, we got 3 picks. So we got the 10th overall pick, I believe, in the OU draft. So kind of not the greatest pick because we do have to wait a while to see what's left to pick our first pick, but also kind of nice because we kind of get a back-to-back pick, so we can pick 2 things that work well together or just 2 things that are just strong overall. So anyways, for our first overall pick, the Omaha Omastars did happen to pick up Charizard X. Yeah, we picked up Mega Charizard X. So let me go ahead and just make sure that this is actually appearing okay on the yeah, that looks more or less that looks okay. I'm not gonna actually click on the images, maybe I'll just leave it as is. But yeah, we picked up Charizard X. Surprised this thing fell as far as it did. Mega Charizard X is easily one of the best competitive Megas in the tier and just in the game overall. So definitely happy we got it. One of the best setup sweepers with some of the great setup moves with Swords Dance, Belly Drum, Dragon Dance. One of the best setup moves there is. Great typing with Dragon Fire. Isn't really weak to too much because it is immune to not immune, but resist Fairy with the Fire. So just neutral to Fairy types. So that's pretty nice for a Dragon type. And yeah, just overall, great pickup, I think, in our books. Excited to use them for kind of the first time ever. And with the second pick in the OU draft, we got Manaphy. Now, I don't know how we got Manaphy. I mean, I didn't know how we got Charizard X, but we got Manaphy, one of the best special setup sweepers in the game, with probably my favorite setup move ever, Tail Glow. One Tail Glow gives you +3 special attack, and with a base 100 special attack to begin with, not much is going to be able to take a neutral hit to this from this at +3. So, and it has just great overall coverage with like Scald, Energy Ball, Dazzling Gleam, Hidden Power, obviously. So yeah, great pickup, great special sweeper. As you guys kind of see, we're kind of going on an offensive trend here, and that trend's actually going to be continuing for a while. Because with our last pick in the OU draft, we decided to pick up Weavile. Now, Weavile is definitely one of my favorite mons. Just a cool design overall. Kind of looks like a pharaoh to me with that little red headdress on the top part of his head. Great overall attack with like 125, I think it's base attack. Base like 125 speed. So definitely outspeeding a lot of the metagame, which makes it one of the premier revenge killers in the game, with access to moves like Knockoff, Ice Shard for priority, Pursuit Trapper. Pretty much give this thing a life orb and just let it take out mons that are already weakened, or even just take out mons just in general. Okay, so we move from OU to the UU draft, and our first overall pick in the UU draft was Infernape. I had to think about that for a second. Actually, in the UU draft, we actually had the last overall pick, so we went from 12th in the first round to 1st in the second round of the UU draft, so kind of nice there. And like I said, continuing on with the trend of just pretty much all offense. Not Mega Infernape. I just see like this little picture of a Mega Infernape But Infernape is a great offensive mon because it's both special and physical. It can sweep, or not sweep, it can be set up for both special and physical with Nasty Plot and Swords Dance. It gets priority in both special and physical with Mach Punch and Vacuum Wave. Um, Wide range moves like Grass Knot, not Sludge Wave, Gunk Shot. I believe it gets a couple of the elemental punches and like Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, but obviously you wouldn't run Fire Punch. So yeah, Infernape just more offense to add to the already offensive team. And going from offense to more offense, we pick up Salamence. Now, when looking at dragons, I did realize that we do have Megazard X, but when I was looking at dragon types, the thing I was worried about is, say another team got Salamence, or got like a fast dragon type, and gave that dragon type a choice scarf, and could outspeed my Mega Charizard X before I say get up like one or two Dragon Dances, then I would just go down to a dragon type move from that. So I wanted to get my own fast dragon type that I could put on a choice scarf and just outspeed any other choice scarf dragon types. So Salamence fits that bill. Gets two great abilities in Intimidate and Moxie, which can make it a sweeper with a choice scarf, or it can be more defensive with Intimidate set. I also get some pretty good utility moves like Wish, for example. I didn't know Salamence got Wish, so you might see a Wish Salamence sometime in the season, but you never know. And to round out the UU draft, I don't know how this thing fell to the last overall pick, but we got Azelf. Now, Azelf was on the team last season via a trade, I think a few weeks into the season. But yeah, Azelf is a great overall mon. Base 125 attack and special attack, making it very versatile in which sets I can run. Base 115 speed, so it outspeeds a lot of the game. Gets access to move like Stealth Rocks, Explosion, so it's a good setup. Good lead with a Focus Sash, set up Stealth Rocks, and just click Explosion. Or be a setup sweeper with Nasty Plot, or just be kind of an overall offensive mon with a Scarf, a Band, Specs, Life Orb, whatever. It could be a mixed physical attacker, you never know. Which is what I like when drafting mons in this kinds of leagues, is having the mons that you really don't know for sure which way they're going to run it. You might have some idea, but you never quite know exactly. So moving on from UU to RU, we had, I think, the 4th overall pick in RU, which was good because I decided to pick up some defensive mons now, seeing as how I had pretty much just all offense. So our first overall pick was Bronzong. Now, the reason why I picked Bronzong first was honestly because I thought it got Rapid Spin, but actually I checked later and it doesn't get Rapid Spin, so that's kind of a shame that it didn't get Rapid Spin, because I definitely need a mon that has Rapid Spin that can get rid of hazards, because Stealth Rocks is going to be an issue to my team with Mega Charizard X and Weavile, for example. But I'm not upset with the pick overall. I'm definitely probably going to keep Bronzong. Still a great defensive wall with great physical and special defensive stats. Access moves like Stealth Rocks, Toxic, Thunder Wave, I believe. He gets access like to Calm Mind and Curse, so it could be a setup sweeper. If I wanted to try to run a setup sweeper in Bronzong. It also gets moves like Light Screen, Reflect, which are very convenient to have. If you give like a light clay to it, that gives you 8 turns of having reduced special and reduced physical attacks, which is always nice to have. So definitely, I'm happy with the pick. So not having Rapid Spin is just kind of a little minor setback that I thought I was gonna have, but not to be worried though. With our next pick, we actually picked up Hitmontop. So we got our spinner in the end. Oh my god, what is that picture of Kyogre? Oh my god, that's those lips though. But yeah, no, Hitmontop is a great mon in my opinion. I'm I'm just looking at some of these pictures right now, to be honest. But yeah, rapid spin is a great thing about it, but also just its overall uh, abilities. Like it gets technician, which even people sleep on as being a thing, but technician boosted mock punch, technician boosted fake out because I believe it gets that. Definitely hurts from him on top and will do a decent amount of chip damage. But more so, the intimidate ability is the ability to go with because it cuts the attack of the opponent, and with him on top's good base special defense, it makes it kind of an overall defensive mon that's kind of hard to take down. So definitely glad I got him on top. And moving on, we picked up Gastrodon. Cindy is making a appearance on both the DBL and the PBL teams for the Omaha Omastars. Cindy is a great defensive mon. Besides grass type, it doesn't really take too much damage from a lot of things. Has decent, defensive stats, which might make you wonder like how is this a good defensive mon, because it doesn't have like outstanding defensive stats, but its HP stat is good and has access to recovery and recover. And it also has access to moves like stockpile, which it can be a defensive set of mon. I think it gets curse. It gets moves like Scald. It gets Storm Drain, which is an amazing ability because that just negates any water type attacks, which I don't really have necessarily a big weakness to in my team. I think I only have one mon that's actually weak to water as of now. So not, an important ability for me to have, but a nice ability for me to take away from an opponent. And just a good defensive mon and good mon overall. So glad that we got Cindy again. And then moving on from RU to the NU tier, we decided here at the Omaha Omastars, decided to go once more again with just overall offense. We had the second overall pick here, and with our second overall pick in the NU draft, we decided to get Archeops, the fossil flying mon. Reason why we picked up Archeops, just overall its offensive stats are amazing to see. Great speed tier, great overall coverage moves with like knockoff, acrobatics, rock slide, stone edge, earthquake. Any mon that's not on the ground that gets earthquake is a great mon. Archeops does have a terrible ability in Defeatist though, so if he does get down below that 50%, kind of makes him useless, but not really, because his speed is still going to be there. It's not like it halves the speed. So I can use Archeops, as kind of that offensive mon, but give him, a couple, or maybe just one non-attacking move, like say like a Toxic, or say like a Tailwind. So I know I'm going down. I'm not going to do much damage now because I'm at Defeatist level. I can just go for a Toxic, go for a Tailwind. Just go for something that gives me a little bit of momentum and makes Archeops just that bit more useful in the long run. So we had to wait for quite a while. I think 20 picks overall before our next pick, and somehow I don't know how these mons keep coming to me, but we actually got Rhydon. Now I was debating between going Rhydon or going Archeops with my first overall NU pick. I decided to go Archeops because of the just the overall being both physical and special attacking. But somehow Rhydon came to us. Rhydon with an Eviolite is just a defensive wall. I don't know how to explain this. Like, it has base 130, I think, base defense. You slap an Eviolite onto that, even without any defensive investment, you slap an Eviolite onto that, that's your defensive investment. You don't need to invest any more defense in it because it's already invested with an Eviolite. So that's nice to have, because then it's like, oh, I can not invest anything in defense and just invest in like special defense and attack, or like attack and HP, or attack and speed for who knows why I would do that. But Rhydon is just a crazy good mon in NU. Access to, like, the stealth rocks, access to like crazy moves like Surf if I want to run a special. Rhydon, which I never would, but it's just funny to me how a mon that's 4 times weak to a move can get access to a move like Surf. So Rhydon, definitely glad to have Rhydon on the Omaha Omastars. And we go to our last pick in the draft overall. Looking at my team, I was lacking a fairy type. I have 2 dragon types on my team, so that's 2 mons that are weak to dragon type attacks. I don't really have much to resist it besides Bronzong, the steel type. So I just figured I need a mon that is immune to dragon types. So I figured why not go ahead and pick up Granbull. Now, people sleep on Granbull. I love Granbull. It's a bulldog. Like, what more can you want from, a Pokemon just overall? I mean, Granbull is one of those mons that not too many people remember because, not too many people got Snubbull in, Gen 2. And, so it was one of those mons that just didn't get a lot of respect in its tier, or just in its generation. But getting the fairy type definitely took it from being kind of just mediocre normal type to being something that can do more than what it's expected to do. It gets the ability to intimidate, which is an awesome ability for any mon to have. Helps reduce attack physical attackers, and just has an overall good coverage pool with like close combat. I think it gets all the elemental fangs, play rough, earthquake, stone edge. It might get knockoff, I'm not quite sure, but I mean, just look at that face, and how can you not just be terrified of that? So, anyways, that's gonna go ahead and wrap up our overall draft of the PBL Season 2. Definitely going for a more hyper offensive team, which may or may not work for me because I've never really used one before. But, I mean, we'll see, I guess, how it goes. But, anyways, thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to stay tuned to more of the PBL and also the DBL Season 2 videos. Definitely means a lot that you guys support me. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video and go record another video. So thank you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.